Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Dublin in Darkness, now with Burger King. Oh, wait, disclaimer, that was not Burger Queen. Anyway, we start this scene with, oh, we have a Max who left. God damn it. Did he leave? Why did he leave? I hope he comes back. This is mean. Anyway, we start the scene at the Green Dragon, where there is a Darcy sitting on the bar, and in front of her is like a range of cocktails. Her all-time favorite, the strawberry daiquiri, is there, but there's also a Long Island iced tea, a White Russian, and so several others. Like, it looks like she looked at the cocktail menu and just ordered one of each. And she is taking a sip out of the strawberry daiquiri and swallows it, makes a face, goes over to the Long Island iced tea, takes a gulp, swallows it, again makes a face, and it's sort of like repetitive. This it seems like none of the drinks taste as she would have hoped that they taste. So yeah, she's sitting there, and yeah, seems to be having not an altogether good time.
Minnie will walk up. Darcy!
Hey, Minnie, what's up?
Oh, it's just hanging out. I wonder why you're making such sour faces.
I it just doesn't taste as well as I want it to.
What's wrong with them?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with them.
Okay, well then what's wrong with you? Do you get a cold? Can you not taste anything?
I just don't. I don't know. Everything I eat and drink, it just kind of tastes like meaningless and boring, and it doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me anymore. But i- if you want one, I got 12 or something. So I still plan to get drunk. It's just kind of sad, really.
Surprise me, and she'll hold her hand out.
And she'll just put like any kind of cocktail. Like I don't know all the cocktails off the top of my head. So she's just gonna put one in Minnie's hand. It has like a piece of pineapple on the side. It's a kind of yellowy. So probably like a tropical one.
Pina colada.
Sounds great. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mm, How have you been?
I'm alright. I was at the auction where trade stuff, and I feel like I am gaining my sanity back.
So did you buy something?
I helped Hyun buy something.
Cool. What did you get?
That bottle of wine that cures anything.
Oh. Yeah, I got my jewelry box.
Nice.
Mhm.
Do you want to hop in, Jason?
At this point, a gentleman in his early 30s enters, blonde hair, reddish, sort of reddish blonde beard. Seems to be human. Obviously has this classic "I'm a tourist and I'm just glad that I found a warm and dry place" look on his face at that moment. He walks to the bar, relatively determined. Um, And Ord goes up to the barkeep and says, rum coke, double strength, please. And it's not too far away from you guys.
Minnie looks at you, looks away, looks at you again. She's like, "Oh, I remember you. I almost didn't recognize you, not covered in viscera."
Wait, what? Ew.
Viscera is blood and junk.
Okay. Damien looks to the side and recognizes the face. And there is a short moment of panic in his eyes, like, oh, fuck. But then he just turns his head back to the side, waiting for his drink.
It's assumed you get the drink when you order it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes. He pays, and he basically just downs the whole thing with reckless abandon. Ah, that was necessary. He looks to you expectantly.
What? Do I have something on my face?
You were talking about viscera before. I have good ears.
Well, I was saying, I almost didn't recognize you without all the viscera.
Sorry about that. Quick out of character clarification. When did the viscera happen?
I may be thinking of a mage who is also named Damien, but in his first scene, the Nofrier exploded through a table with a sword in her chest.
Okay, no, that. Aha. Okay, fair enough. Back into scene. Yeah. It was a bitch getting all the bloodstains out. Let alone that I'm not used to viscera flying about. So, you come here often?
I mean, yeah, it's a magically protected bar, and I enjoy, drinking without interruption.
Ah, good to know. I was already curious why this place took my fancy. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Anyway, this is Darcy.
Okay. He turns around, offers his hand. Damien, pleasure to meet you, Darcy. And the hand remains offered.
Saskia!
Fuck! I didn't realize I was muted. My bad. I apologize.
It's okay. I'll assume you shake his hand.
Yeah, definitely. She'll shake his hand and says, "Hi, I'm Darcy Ellsworth. Pleasure to meet you. Didn't I see you actually at the auction like the third day?"
If you mean that that disturbing slight horror show with a guy who claims to be Rumpelstilzchen, then yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he claimed to be that.
Why'd you say his name in German?
because I know the stories. Well, I heard them in German, and because I am German.
Valid.
That's fair. I'm actually from California. Well, that and London. I kind of switched around a lot.
Nevada.
Nice.
Lovely. Sorry. If I'm able to figure a few things out, I'd sure be happy to visit those places. I heard Arizona has particularly nice petroglyphs. They're from the Hopi.
I'm sure. I don't know.
Me either. Like I said, I'm from Nevada.
Yeah. Damien orders another rum coke. Just straight this time. Yeah. So are you guys part of a group, or
Oh, Darcy,
you
that
know?
reminds me. I'm thinking about forming a cabal with Hyun. Do you also want to be a part of it?
Um. Uh.
Darcy,
Well,
not you, Damien.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
you.
fine. No. Damien just cocks his head at the word cabal.
Darcy kind of strikes. She says, "Yeah, sure, but I guess I would need to ask Eliza and Lottie because I'm kind of living in their chantry at the moment,
Oh, that's fair.
so I'm not quite sure if I'm part of their group or not. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not staying at my in the penthouse anymore. It's kind of sad, really, but God, I do miss, like, you know. Then again, their chantry is really cool. I have like a waterfall in my room,
What?
right?
Damien's eyebrow lifts in a clear, in a clear sign of confusion, but also intrigue.
Uh, cabal is a group of people who trust their lives in each other's hands. And a chantry is where mages hang out. Mostly sleep and work. Not really hang out.
I mean, we do hang
He
out.
he nods his head slowly and slowly produces the notebook you saw last time and starts scribbling into it.
Hmm, I mean, we also kind of hang out there. Like there's a huge dance floor. And apparently what I've heard is that there's a lot of places that has like not yet been discovered of this thing, but I don't know a lot about it really. I should really ask like I said, Eliza or Lottie.
And Damien stops his notes and puts the leather-bound notebook back. Yeah. So, does the bartender know? You know that we're a little extra.
This bar is made by mages for mages.
Okay, so I guess it's relatively safe to talk about the stuff. Yep, he says in a low voice.
Yeah, completely.
Ah, Cool. Yeah. How to formulate it? Let's just say I'm here in Dublin because I'm trying to figure a few things out. Think of it as a gap year, and yeah, I've been trying to find other people who have similar abilities to me.
What you do?
Currently, trying to get information and adapt my worldview to the new facts I have been presented with.
Okay, but what do you do? Like, really?
I guess you're referring to work or something like that?
I don't know. Like, right now, you're just giving some kind of answer that doesn't, that's the same as if I were answering what I'm doing here in Dublin. It's like I'm learning to expand my capabilities.
Yeah, fair enough.
It
I
doesn't
like
say
solving my
anything.
problems. That's why I'm here in Dublin.
I was looking for certain blue stones that were connected with my change in worldview, with my rather sudden and violent change of worldview.
Oh, what spear was it? Was it forces? Sounds like forces.
Spheres? Wait. I think I know what you're referring to. He grabs the notebook out, quickly goes through, checks something, nods, puts it back. Yes. I seem to be able to manipulate chaos. Probably it's called something else. Yeah, uh, I guess. Yeah, you could well call it that. Then, yeah. Not. I also seem to be able to warp at least a little bit around with things that are alive. It's a bit hard for me to explain.
That's life. They're
Ah,
called spheres.
yeah.
There's 9 of them.
Oh, are there now? I'd guessed as much, but well, not 9, but okay. Thank you.
Let's see.
That's good to know.
There's time, spirit, prime, forces, life, entropy. Darcy, help me out here.
Mind.
Mind,
Matter.
matter. I can't believe I forgot matter. Matter is my thing.
And forces. Did you mention forces?
I did mention forces.
Force. You did mention forces. Oh. So like.
What is
Prime.
that? Yeah,
Oh,
prime.
you mentioned prime
What is
already.
that?
It's
Can you
a,
just yeah?
prime is the manipulation of magical energies.
Oh, you mean the most basic energy that seems to be the basis of everything around us, everything in movement, even.
No, that's
Forces.
forces.
Oh, um, mm-hmm.
So I guess it's more like we're different than other people, and if you look at us with like prime sight, you can see that we sort of sparkle where others don't. If you see it as sparkle, everybody kind of sees it differently, and that's sort of like, okay, so you know what is magical and what is not, what is normal. or mundane or boring. Then later on you can manipulate that, like that specific energy type, like the magic.
Yeah, especially since we seem to be able to warp reality to a certain extent. That's that. Yeah, that
I mean,
that was a one to swallow. Let's put it that way.
I wouldn't swallow, I would spit.
First, he looks at you a bit thing, and then he gets it and gives himself a slight. Very funny. Yeah, sure. Good for you.
I wasn't necessarily being funny, it's a serious advice, but you know.
Sorry if I come across a bit hesitant. I'm really, really new to all this. Until yesterday, I didn't know that, and he leans in for it, vampires were real.
Yeah, I had one drink my blood at some point. That was really annoying.
also, so are changelings, the faithful, and
Uh-huh.
the,
And what about skin changes?
I don't think they like skin changers. I think they prefer lycanthropes. Or that's the name, right?
Eh,
Lycanthropes.
I don't know, I never seen one of them.
Me either. Oh, maybe? I don't know.
I might have. Mind you, I've never heard of werebats before, so
Hmm.
to
I do
be
know
fair, it was missing its wings, though.
it's wings.
I
Okay.
met a really angry Nazi, and I have a suspicion.
I'm friends with a dragon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like an actual dragon?
Yeah, he's like really old. He's like the Dragon of Thunder, and like some time ago, right? Like there was Monkey King who was coming to us and was like, "Yeah, there's a problem with the Dragon of Thunder, and he doesn't want to, like, he wants to die." And he wasn't supposed to die because that would stop like literally all storms and thunder would never exist anymore. So that would be a problem. And so we went and tried to like get him to not let himself die, and he didn't want to go without his family, so we just found out a way to make his family immortal, and because of that he's my friend.
Ah, congratulations, I guess.
I'm not the Monkey King. Look! And she rolls up her sleeve, and her arm is covered in. Was it Korean or Chinese? Chinese letters.
Oh,
Mm,
that's really cool.
I'm sorry, I can't read Mandarin.
Neither can I, but it says the bringer of ice cream, from what I understand. And the Monkey King gave it to me.
Mm.
I'm friends with the Monkey King too, but didn't get like a fancy tattoo or anything, like, but he did hug me. It was fun.
Who knows?
Or
Maybe it's better if that's the same character than from Myth. He's known for doing a lot of mischief. Very much a
yeah,
trickster kind of
yeah,
character.
yeah, that's true. But when, like, after the entire Thunder Dragon thing, like Monkey King helped us out there, and but then he suddenly disappeared, and like he was found in like a spaceship, and they were experimenting on him, and they'd split him in two, and then all of us had to like be in several tests and whatnot, and because we had to bring him to like he called him the August personage of Jade or something,
But it's
basically just God. So we brought him there, and then because we went through all the tests, right? She looks at Minnie.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did do that.
And then we brought him there and we asked, and that's when, we kind of got the Monkey King back because he'd been split in two. And yeah, became my friend.
I won't pretend that I understood all of this, but then again, if there's one thing I know, it's that I know pretty much nothing, and it's
Correct.
very disconcerting. Are you guys part of some group or organization? I've got a hard time thinking that every mage was that the term you used?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a hard time thinking that if we are common enough that we wouldn't, gather into groups and stuff, typical human behavior. I'm making a wild guess here.
I mean, I guess we're sort of like, there's like the Chantries and the Cabals and such, but there's also
There's
bigger groups like the Traditions.
there's like 9 main pillars of the mystical traditions. They like to call them the 9 mystical traditions and ignore everybody else.
Damien nods.
But there's also like different groups, like a couple of them. I don't know. Like I've never been really interested in politics, and it all sounded like a lot of politics to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. Tries to make notes while regularly looking up, eye contact, trying not to be a totally creepy asshole.
Wait a minute, what doesn't totally surprise you?
The politicking. I'm an archaeologist by trade. So, yeah, dealing with humans, human societies, past, present, mostly past, is sort of my shtick.
I also deal with human society, but nothing of the past. Like that's hopelessly outdated. Like fashion from the 80s or the 90s is just like ew. But
No, I don't,
oh,
to be honest.
I mean, I do a lot with social media. YouTube. I have my own channel. Quite a few followers, really.
What precisely do you do on your channel?
Oh, I do different things. I mostly review like fashion shows and give like makeup tips and things like that. Like,
Okay,
experimenting
yeah,
with.
yeah. I've come across such channels before. Yeah, cool.
And then, yeah, I know, right? And then besides that, I do like a little bit of acting and a little bit of like shadow worldly stuff. Wait, what did I just say? Sorry, rewind that. Shadow worldly stuff. How did I come with that? Like that was definitely an out of character slip up that I don't know where my mind went. Um, so I do like modeling and acting and that kind of stuff.
You need to stop by my shop sometime and take a look around. You can like record videos there too.
Very cool. Yeah.
Mm.
And I have a lot of jewelry you can wear in your videos too. I mean, well, it's a jewelry store. Of course, I have a lot of jewelry you can wear for your videos.
Well, I mean, if you like, I can totally do that. Maybe I'll have some, like, you get some good commerce out of it.
Why? Supporting the local businesses.
hmm I mean, that's a really good shtick, though, because most of my stuff comes from, like I said, stuff from the United States and everything. I've never really been looking into, like, Dublin exclusives, like jewelry or clothing or whatnot. But I think in the States that would be a big, like, a lot of Americans are going on and on about like their Irish roots and everything. So that might really be a way to get some more followers for me and to get some better business for you.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. I don't take it that there would be a newly minted mage's help hotline or anything in that direction. He smiles slightly embarrassedly.
Uh,
I think there's not really. You just kind of wander around and.
I mean, I got help from like Master Siren, and I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to find someone who's willing to teach you as well. Like that is definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
You need to find the right person because you need to find someone that at least sort of like understands you, because it's so personal because everybody does it their own way.
That, yeah, that was actually quite interesting. The moment I was able to sense those things, how should I say? Yeah, I was able to sense things. Something instinctively told me look for something that has symbolic value, and then I was mucking around with a few things, and hey presto, I found a few objects that helped me focus more on it.
Yeah, so obviously you need stuff. I don't need stuff. I don't use stuff with my magic. I mean, sometimes I do, but like I can also do stuff with just, willing it really badly.
Oh, look! And Minnie pulls out like this little bag, like a leather
Mm-hmm.
bag. It's really thick, and opens it up, and it's just like shards, like thousands upon thousands of shards of gemstones. That's something I use.
Interesting.
I also
Um,
use a wand, and she'll pull out like a silver wand.
Damien gives the objects a good look, and yeah, wow, impressive. I, I don't know how. Yeah. Um, um, and he takes a sip since he seems to be lost for words.
See, a lot of my magic I feel is connected to the earth, so I use earthly elements to perform my magic. For example, this is made of pure silver, and she holds up her wand, which gives me a
Um,
connection to the earth.
Interesting. Does this sign make any sense for you? And he shows you a Guru glyph. Does anyone here recognize Guru glyphs?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, then for all you guys can see, it is a pencil sketch. He's opening his notebook, shows you a pencil sketch, and it shows something that looks like a claw mark that goes in a slight angle from left to right and slightly rising in the middle and then arching down again. Yeah, the place where everything went down, this seems to be associated with the earth.
Cool. I mean, if you want to know more about it, I'm sure we can like investigate or something. Can I have a copy of that?
And what would you guys want in exchange?
Sorry, what?
Like, why would we exchange for helping? I'm confused.
Yeah, me too, sort of.
Forget that I said anything. In that case, you would have my thanks, of course, and I'd be more than happy to
We
help
forgot
you out.
correspondence.
Sorry, what?
What?
When we were talking
Oh,
about the sphere.
yeah, of course. Lol. How could I forget that? Hey, by the way, so Damien, can I have like, I don't know if you have like an extra like paper or something? Could you
He
give me that
he
glyph?
goes.
Like, could you
Yeah.
copy it?
Yeah, sure. I actually found a few more petroglyphs, I guess. To be fair, they seem very old and very plastered on the cave wall. But yeah, and he actually goes to the end of his notebook, rips it out, and then very carefully sketches it, very carefully tries to copy it, and then hands it over.
Cool. Thank you.
Ooh,
I'll ask Master Siren. He has like the hugest library here in town.
do I have clay? She'll say to herself while looking through her purse. I don't have clay. Can you can I look at those right quick?
Which are you referring to?
The glyphs.
Uh, yeah, sure. He moves his notebook sort of in the middle of the group, quickly goes through until he comes to the glyphs themselves. In comparison to the one before, these following ones are quite complicated. So you have a picture of first what seem to be men, then they seem to be shifting into a wolf form. So that's one thing I was able to note down from memory. Goes to the next side. And then here, this was very central, and what you see is on the very top, something that looks a bit like a snake head, and then following it is a line that goes very wildly left, right, up, down, center. It's like a huge confused yarn, and then out of that, beneath it to the left is something that looks like somebody had four claws, and diagonally from top, right to left, bottom, scratch down, and then did the same thing from top, right, diagonally across. And yeah, in the space that is created between, you have got like 9 little diamonds. And also this. And then he shows you what looks like as if somebody had taken a claw and had scratched a circle that circles out and out and out, and that is anti-clockwise. Yeah. Something I think at least I've figured out is this squiggly line here is it is associated with life, with things that bring forth life, the source of life. Yeah.
You know, I read a lot. And just going off of Greek mythology, the mother of all the gods and life of the earth was named Gaia.
Fair enough. Let's use that. That works as good for me as anything else. So
Also, a lot of like my thing is based off of Greek mythology. So she's gonna flip the notebook back to the symbol that means earth.
yeah,
She,
if you're looking for Gaia, I think this symbol, and he shows
no,
you
I'm
the
not. I'm
root
not.
glyph.
I'm specifically looking for the one for earth that you showed me the first time.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you find it.
Okay.
It's yeah, and in this big sketch that goes over pages, that one is a very central one. Quite frankly, everything else that is happening in that painting is happening above the big glyph for Gaia. This other one, I wouldn't. It seems to be some sort of reality weaver or weaver of 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 that life thing that I showed you before. And then down there, well, the form you're seeing right now is a variant. I've also seen another symbol. That one seems to be symbolizing entropy in some form. But it seems to be shown in two ways. One, it is free and moving very much, I guess you could say, like a dragon or a worm of some sort. And the other one, this coiled symbol, is also this entropic concept, being, difficult to say, but and he moves the scene, and you see where the symbol for the weaver actually captures and has the worm encased in some sort of cage. Yeah. So in that painting, I would guess, this is purely a hypothesis at this point, I'd guess that you have some sort of triumvirate, probably some cosmological triumvirate going on. But in this other picture, this weaver being seems to have captured the force for entropy, which, to be fair, in a way, the more I look at the world at large, sort of makes sense.
So yeah, like probably not even halfway into your story, Darcy's attention span is already like gone. She is not someone who enjoys a lot of theoretical debates or discussions. So
That
yeah, she's gonna turn back to her drinks. Just lets you and Minnie talk about this. She's like, yep, zooming out.
Yeah, the weird part of this whole tale is I don't even know if you want to hear that, or if I'm boring you guys, giving a sideways look to a.
I mean, you're not boring, but you definitely talk a lot about things that I don't like. It's not even that I don't like it, it's just that, yeah.
So while you were talking, Minnie just pretty much started ignoring you and reshaping her gemstones
Oh,
using meta reshape.
we were both just completely ignoring. Oh, that's so mean. Oh.
By the way, she uses her wand, she drags it across the gemstones and is doing that. And then she picks up a multicolored gemstone glyph of the glyph for Earth, which was what she was trying to look at, which she tried to tell him, but
You
Okay.
caught up in the things that you're interested in, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a character flaw of mine. Sorry, and he takes a look at the glyph in that multicolored stone.
you know that the bag she put out was entirely shards, and she has made these shards into a whole stone.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, what kind of magic are you sort of good at? You said something about chaos, so I guess you're good with, like, I don't know, entropy probably?
To be fair, if I've been very careful with my warping of reality so far. I don't. Well, put it that way. Most mythologies I've read about, if you mess with the order too much, the natural order of things, karma has a way of coming back to you and slapping you right in the face.
Oh yeah, look at this.
So,
And Minnie like lifts her shirt and she's got bruises on her torso. That's for making this, and she holds up the glyph.
if he looks at the stone thing. So yeah. Okay. I had the feeling that I guess, backlash of reality. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Is it
Never really
healing
had
all right?
I mean, it's just bruises. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I can help you with that. Just stay close to me.
She hugs you.
Yep, Darcy will, just kind of stick to Minnie at this point because spark of life. It helps somewhat.
Awesome. But yeah, fair enough. What am I good at? Okay. Yeah. Let's start with the sphere. You guys called that. Okay. Sphere of entropy. Well, let's see.
That's the manipulation of chaos and fate.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Yes. So I can sense the shift in probability and spot flaws in patterns. For example, I could go up to a bridge and get an idea of how strong entropy is working on it, and maybe if there would be somewhere a place that it would break faster, and then I could put, I don't know, some C4 there and make it detonate and break together faster. This is purely a hypothetical, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've met someone actually who was good at that. He made sure that I had a heart attack at a certain point in time. That was not fun.
Yeah, I can also make dice fall more favorably.
That's entropy.
Or yeah, I'm yes, able to influence the probability, I guess. The dice outcome. I haven't hit, mind you, I haven't hit any of the casinos yet. So yeah, and I am. Okay, just a sec, please. Yes, and if I, for example, have Apple in front of me, I can let the forces of entropy work on it, and before my very eyes, it gets old, moldy, dried out, and at the very end, even turned to dust.
Yeah. Depending on what you do with the seeds.
Probably.
So, anything else you're good at?
I don't know exactly what it does, but I can like consecrate or bind objects to me. As far as my avatar was letting on, that will allow me to, yeah, keep my clothes on if I shift into a different dimension. I think at least I've understood that properly.
Do you mean Prime?
I think it's more spirits.
It could go either way.
Probably.
It is the sphere that has to do with the very essence of everything.
Yes, Prime.
That's Prime, yeah.
Prime in that case. Yep. That's the only thing I can do with Prime, really.
Well,
And
actually,
then
you can look or you can activate Prime through your sight, and then you can see.
yes. Sorry, I've forgotten. When I tend to activate those spheres, it's as if somebody has given me, I don't know, like those weird Google glasses that you can put over, and I see. To use a cheesy quote from the 80s, I get sight beyond sight. Doesn't matter.
I wasn't born in the 80s.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Probably.
And life, yeah. I can at least do something a bit more spectacular with that.
If there's somebody you really don't like, you can take their primal energies while it's still inside their body and make it go really fast back and forth.
That sounds nasty. No, as a rule, there isn't really any kind of person I really dislike that much that I do that to them. Yeah.
I mean, I would. Probably that Formas guy. He was mean.
Yeah. Life. I'm able to heal myself without really having to use any bandages or stuff like that. Yeah, recently when I broke my leg, that was actually really useful. Still painful as hell, but I can at the very least heal myself.
Yeah.
And with life, yes, if somebody gives me enough time, I can have a good look at them, and I would be able to find out a few things, the standard age, sex, to a certain extent, also level of health. Maybe if they had a really bad cancer,
You need life to check if someone is old and what sex they are. I think there's something wrong with your sight. Because obviously I'm a female and so is Minnie, and you're male.
Let's just say I recently had an encounter. Came across what is colloquially called a trap. Just out of fun, gave it a try, and bingo, male.
Sex and gender are two different things.
Yes. I remember there was a very long talk at the university about it. Yes, I know. I was referring to their biological sex, of course.
I guess.
Also, they're not called traps, they're called trans women.
Then let me correct myself. A trans woman who I thought was a cis woman, I think the term is. But yeah, I'm able to do that, and I haven't got really the foggiest idea what else I can I might be able to do or really go about it, or even if it's a smart idea, mucking around with with reality itself. But who knows, maybe I'm just being a little paranoid about it.
Hmm. You can't talk to me about the reality and not messing with it because Order of Hermes tends to make reality their bitch. Not as much as the Teftani, though.
Order of Hermes, probably referring to the god Hermes.
I think it was actually named after our founder, who was also named Hermes. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention in class.
Yeah, the only guy I could have asked back home about this was killed in front of me by something that looked like a cross between a werewolf and a bat, quite frankly. It was fucking horrifying. Takes another good swig.
I'm so happy I never really been in any kind of horrifying shit, like, you know.
Oh yeah, and I don't wish it on anyone.
Darcy actually starts drinking the Long Island iced tea. Not just small sips, but like until the glass is completely empty.
Yeah. Guess it's only fair if you've shown me your foci, I guess, that I show you mine. And he opens his leather satchel and pulls out 3 objects. The first one is a fossilized Deinonychus claw. The second is a piece of amber with a face scratched into it. Very enigmatic. And then the third one is it seems to be some form of axe head, but made of bronze, and it looks really old. And puts it there.
I'm gonna turn on matter site. We will.
Fair enough. If you look at the 3 objects, they don't. Sorry.
I have to roll first to see if I can actually turn it on.
Go for it.
Success. You can get a pretty blank if you don't want to concentrate on it.
I'll spend a willpower. Or should I just roll?
You don't have to reroll because you have to declare your spinning goal.
Okay.
Go on one because I have a success.
Okay. I'm good. So I officially have matter set up.
Very good. Okay. You look at all 3 objects. First, the fossil Deinonychus claw. Apart from that, it seems in relatively good shape. It's definitely a fossil and very mundane in its own right. It might have a very, very faint residue of entropy on it, as if somebody had just more or less forced the energy through it. Then looking at the amber, it's old. Well, since amber is fossilized tree sap, that doesn't surprise at all. But the carvings on it, yeah, they're a good few thousand years old. Has a slight residue of the life sphere on it, but otherwise very mundane. And then the bronze axe seems to be giving the same kind of age, sense of age from the amber, but it has a very faint residue of prime lingering about. But apart from that, also a very mundane object. No spirit living in it or any other shenanigans like that.
Minnie takes a closer look at the piece of amber. I very rarely see actual amber.
Yeah, it's not native to the place where I found it. Most probably from the Baltic, like most historical amber in Central Europe.
I am a jewelry maker, so if you need me to, I can polish this up for you. And she'll hand it back to him.
Thank you. And looks at it, gives you a smile and says, I'll think about it. Yeah, two of these foci I found in the crypt, shrine, secret temple, whatever the hell exactly that was where we ended up in. It was obviously a ritual site of some sort. And heck, there were even human remains around and grave goods and the whole caboodle. But yeah.
What's the human sacrifice? I mean, I'd ask the Verbena about it.
I didn't have enough time to check if there were any cut marks on the bones that would have that would have given me an indication of somebody being murdered, but could well have been. However, the skeletons were laid out very cleanly. It wasn't like somebody had come, killed the person, and just shunted them into a corner.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like Verbena. What do you think, Darcy?
Huh?
Human sacrifice? Verbena?
Who are the Verbena?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't really met many Verbena, so I don't know.
I don't think the current group of Verbena are too much into the sacrifice. The Verbena are like nature druids kind of people, not exactly. But they mostly focus on the life sphere.
Huh. Interesting. Some of the skeletons had deformations that were not just mutations. Some of the skeletons had prolonged canines, top and bottom. There was definitely a change to the structure of the ear bones, and some of them, if I had to guess, looked as if, they had like canine features.
Did you just say ear bones?
Yes.
The bones within the ear are macroscopic and less than the size of a grain of rice.
Out of character, my mistake. ignore the part about the ear bones.
Sorry, she's just studying medicine in character, so that's why her response was like that. So
Yeah.
it's no
No,
problem.
character, the player goofed up.
That's alright. We'll just
That's
pretend
fine.
it didn't happen.
In short, yeah, and as if the mouth and nose area had been like pulled into a sort of muzzle. Yeah, when I saw it back then, I couldn't explain it at all. Yeah, this te- this site that I had found with the professor had been actually covered probably for at least 1,000 years, if not more. But a recent Earth slide had opened the entrance. Come to think of it, Professor Braunschweiger had an uncanny knack for finding like long forgotten small Mithraic shrines and all kinds of other ritual sites that had like fallen off the radar of the normal archaeologists I was around. But yeah, he could find places that people had lost. It was uncanny. Come to think of it, yeah, probably not a
correspondence and
coincidence.
entropy.
Beg your pardon?
Probably a combination of correspondence and entropy.
With the little I know about the world I know, quite possible. Come to think of it, he was the one who was feeding me all those esoteric and occult concepts. Mind you, he didn't. He was couching them if in this culture, blah blah blah. They think about. Yeah. For all I know, he probably was a mage. I did get his notebook after his death. How the hell he knew to prepare that is beyond me. But who knows? Maybe he was a clairvoyant, for all I know.
Oh, Darcy. I almost
Yeah.
called you Anastasia. I was gonna ask you about Anastasia's jewelry box, and so I got the words mixed up.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. What about it?
Did you open it?
No, not yet. I don't know how yet. Like, it's just a thing that, yeah, like I said, I don't know. There's no lock on it, so I guess I used to do something with magic, but I think I might have to look back in time and look back into like her or my life, and then try and find out how am I. It's kind of weird though.
Have you asked somebody to pick the lock?
There's no lock.
Weren't you given some, I don't know, code word or something to say? Or so typical. Doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it's okay. I'm pretty sure that looking back in my past life is something that I can do.
Wait, Anastasia, the Duchess Anastasia was one of your past lives?
Yeah. I didn't tell you that. Oh,
No.
well,
Oh.
that's kind of why I wanted to have it. Yeah, I in one of my former lives I was Anastasia, Duchess Anastasia, High Duchess or something. I don't know.
I'll bet you like $10 if you take a drop of your blood, put it on the container, it will pop open.
I mean, that'll hurt.
Yeah. Come to think of it, sorry to bother you ladies a bit further. When when one becomes aware of how things really are, and not how one used to think things were. Is one just, I don't know, does the cosmos just gift you with 3 spheres and then you're stuck with them? Or could I theoretically learn a other sphere from you, for example?
You
I
can
don't.
basically learn whatever the shit you want. Like, really, as far as I know.
I mostly learn from books, so
Yeah, those few, God, I can't believe I'm saying this, spells that I came across were in the notebook of the professor.
Well, a lot of us have like libraries. I think especially like what the Order of Hermes, right? But like I said,
Mm-hmm.
my master, like Master Siren, owns like the biggest library in Dublin. He's an ecstatic though.
An ecstatic? What's
Yeah.
that?
Well, we're members
the
of
cult
the
of
Cult of
ecstasy.
Ecstasy. Yeah. Like we do magic mostly through emotions and feelings and not as much as like waving a wand or doing a spell.
Yeah, I had the feeling that there's probably more than one way to do it.
Yeah, I see. There's the Order of Hermes, the cult of ecstasy. Well, typically Order of Hermes focuses on like horses. Cults typically focuses on time.
Ritualistic magic, I guess.
Let's see. I think for Bana, focus on the life sphere.
Mm-hmm. A bit like shamans in Siberia. Okay.
Uh, there's like a whole lot of traditions, and then there's the people who aren't traditions but are traditions. What are they called again? Not. Huh?
Like the independent? Or something?
There's orphans who haven't decided which people they're gonna chill with, and then
Sorry, the word seems very apt for my case.
I know it's not called the Hollow Ones.
The hollow
The
ones.
Disparate Alliance. The Disparate Alliance.
Disparate alliance. Okay. Well, at least more words I can throw at people and see what sticks. Sure. Thank you.
Oh, the Chakravanti and the Thanatos are also people.
Thanatos, as in death.
Uh-huh. They're I think entropy mages.
Yeah, I think they are. And wasn't it more like that they were concerned with, let me see, Master Siren called it like the wheel, like,
Oh, the wheel. I've come across that in Hindu scripts. Samsara, or the turning of the wheel, the rise of fortunes, the fall of fortunes, birth, life, getting old, death, rebirth, stuff like that.
yeah, that exactly, sort of. I think I'm not sure. I haven't really spoken to a lot of them. Like,
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have found that the few times I've used my spheres, mind you, most of the time I try to do it out of the sight of the others. But I did find if I was able to make it look like a coincidence, especially with entropy, if if I wasn't shouting out, yes, now decay, or some bollocks like that, but made it look as if it could be a bit more natural, it went easier. I wonder if there are mages who use technology to disguise their magic.
Oh, I know this one. What's their names?
Virtual items?
Etherites.
Or the Etherites?
Etherites, ether. Yeah.
There's also the Technocracy, but I don't think those guys are very friendly.
Techno. My gut feeling, my stomach just twisted a little bit. Yeah. I don't like the sound of that title, Technocracy. So what the hell do they do?
You're an archaeologist. You know about the Dark Ages and where everybody believed in magic and all that junk.
Yeah,
That's when the
absolutely.
Technocracy came in and said, don't believe in magic, and now nobody believes in magic. And that's why it hurts to do magic in front of people.
Oh, so those are the people responsible for and that is a literary term I'm using, the demagicking of the world, das Entzaubern der Welt, as we would say in German. Yeah, let me guess, around the time of the Renaissance.
Probably.
Pushing for logic, reason, stuff like that there is an explanation for everything.
Yeah. Yep, that was him.
I'm going out on a limb here, but let me guess, the Technocracy doesn't like mages who do it the old-fashioned way, I guess.
Nope.
That actually explains a good few things. Thank you.
Also, we have like a temporary peace agreement right now, so.
Wait, if you're talking about a peace agreement, there must have been war, or at least conflict before.
Yes.
Of course.
I think it's the rogue. There's a rogue group trying to destroy the world right now, and we're putting
Eyes
aside our
become very
differences and
large at
going
this
after
point.
this one group.
And why the hell would they want to destroy the world that they live in? That sounds very much shooting oneself in the foot on a massive scale. Okay.
I'm not them, so I can't tell you.
Thank you. Okay. I take it you guys got a look of what I got in the auction.
I actually wasn't there, so.
He looks around, obviously contemplating if he should pull it out or not. Do you know if this pub has got maybe some private rooms? Then I could show you.
I mean, most likely. I don't know a pub that doesn't have a private room.
Yeah. Damien tries to wave one of the bartenders and ask politely if they have a private room that they could, just quickly go to. He'd be more than happy to pay for the extra nuisance.
Tiger says there are private rooms that we can use, and according to D'Onofrio and Evan, we don't pay for anything in here.
Sweet. Okay. So Damien makes his way to the room. Please come, then I can show you what I got.
Darcy's gonna look at all her
And yeah, Damien packs all his stuff together, of course.
Darcy's gonna look at her cocktails. It's like, but she's gonna try and carry all of them into the room.
Damien says, shall I carry some?
No, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, it's like half of it she already drank, so you know.
Damien will actually wait for her to get the remainder of her drinks into the separate room before pulling it out. And with pulling it out, I mean the object.
Which is...
Damien opens his leather satchel, brings out a big cloth bag, obviously keeping it a healthy distance away from his chest, puts it down, opens the cloth bag, and what you see is a cybernetic heart, very futuristic looking, and it is beating boom, 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 boom. And Damien says, keep some distance, please.
She kind of gasps and goes, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what? Please, out with it.
One of my friends has those.
Damien for a moment just stares at her and then shakes his head and goes like, cyborgs. Yeah, hell, why not? Why not? Yeah. You'll probably want to know why I acquired that.
Why did you acquire it?
As weird and probably crazy as it sounds, I wanted to get it away from the hands of the vampires. Not only that, but I wanted to get it out of circulation. I mean, I know it's probably some crazy half magic, half technology thing, and it's probably a wonder in its own right, but something about it just rubs me the wrong way. It's too advanced than it should be, is the feeling I get. What exactly I'll do with it? Yeah, I'll not use it, that's for sure. But
I'm gonna call Hyun because he can't give you answers about what to do.
yeah, I'd love to. I gave up a few of my memories to have that out of the hands of people who probably would do some very questionable things with it. I just didn't really get the vibe of the vampires that they were particularly empathic beings, especially with the whole people literally selling souls down the river thing going on. Yeah, that was a bit of a nasty reality check for me.
Try not to pay attention to that kind of stuff. It's depressing.
Yeah, that the story of my life at the moment. I don't know on what I should really focus, and what not, and how I should get on with things, and if I should be worried about it, if I should try to go with the flow. No idea why the hell I have now, why I am awake, for the lack of a better word, and what the hell I should be doing with it. Sorry. Didn't want to get that intense. You guys have been very open and reasonably welcoming. Sorry. I just feel very much adrift in a sea that I barely understand.
Oh yeah. That's for sure the mood. Big mood.
At least glad to hear I'm not the only one. It actually does feel good being able to talk with people about this. Damn. This doesn't... Yeah. No, really. This... Oh. Just thank you. Yeah. So you said you know someone who would know what to do with it. Great. Shall I guess you would like some contact details.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For the moment, this number should do. Rips another page out of his notebook. Damien puts a telephone number in with the fitting country code and things going. Good. And hands it to her. Here. You can reach me under this number. And he packs the cybernetic heart slowly back into the bag, and then the bag into the satchel, all the while being very careful that it stays as far away as possible from his chest, or anyone else's chest for that matter.
You might need to find a safe place to put that.
Yeah, I realized I acted before I thought. But yeah, I'll have to figure out something. For the moment, I'll probably be putting it in the hotel safe.
That's not safe at all.
I mean, that really depends on what kind of hotel you're in. I can assure you that the hotels of my dad are pretty safe.
Which hotels would you recommend me? I'm sure I could afford most hotels in this city.
Well, like I said, anything that belongs to my dad is fine. Ellsworth Company hotels. They're around the world.
Sure. What's the name of the hotel brand?
Ellsworth?
Noted. Good. Then I'll see that I get myself shifted to one of your dad's hotels.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's only one of them here in Dublin at the city centre. If you like, I can call ahead and ask if they can have, like, the safe ready for you. If they know that you're a friend of mine, I'm sure it's no problem.
Well, in that sense, I'm at your mercy anyway. So, heck, why not? Yes, please.
Okay. And Percy will actually there and then make a phone call.
I'm just saying, people cheat with magic. So, safe is not safe.
Yeah. Currently, I've been keeping it close on my person so that I at least know where it is. At least I'm making headway, meeting people, sort of at least slowly on my way to figuring out things. At least now I know there are 9 spheres. Okay, something worth looking into.
Do you need me to list them off again?
Beg your pardon?
Do you need me to list them off again?
He quickly goes, his nose 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Won't be necessary, I noted them up. Thank you very much.
And you do know that you can combine uses of spheres for different types of magic, right?
I was going to ask that in a few moments, but yes, I wanted to ask. No, I didn't know. At this point, my full gear, I'm not really able to communicate properly with it, but it gives me like impressions. So I don't know how you guys would call it. My link with my higher self.
Your avatar?
I guess in some places they would call it probably totem animal. That which links me with the bigger cosmos. Yeah, I don't know what words would be appropriate to give you a proper idea of it. It seems to be like a cross between a guardian spirit, but also something that is urging me towards something.
Avatar.
And notes the word avatar down in his notebook. Avatar out of Hinduism. Yeah. Let's go with Avatar. That works. Yeah. I don't know how it is with you guys, but as I say, it is more impressions at this point than me being able to sit down and talk with him. At least I think it's a him. I don't want to say it. That sounds disrespectful.
I mean, some avatars are its. And some are vague concepts, some are planets. It just depends on what you get.
Mine has the form of a black bear, but that likes to walk on his hind legs.
Oh, that's fun.
It hasn't been haunting my dreams a lot lately, at least. Has been giving me my private sphere to a certain extent. Doesn't seem to have any bad intentions towards me, so that's a plus.
But yeah, I'm gonna get your contact information to that person who knows about it, and guess we'll talk soon.
That would be lovely. Yes, I'm Really glad I met you guys. Finally, I'm making some headway.
#magic.
Yeah, I better get going too. I need to find another place to get. I kind of want to try.
Yeah. Okay. And I just want to say I'm sorry if I came off as extremely creepy, or if, well, weirder than usual, I guess. Yeah.
Not weird, just a little long-winded sometimes.
Yeah. I'll shut up now.
I mean, it's okay. If we wanted you to shut up, we would have told you to shut up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
anyway, I'll see you guys around.
Have a nice evening. Safe travels.
Stand still, you can stop. And, yeah,
And you will
Archer will
go with
leave.
Darcy to make sure she gets to her place safe. Because she has a lot to drink.
Yeah, fair enough. Thing is, though, she's not intending to stop drinking anytime soon. But yeah, I guess with that, unless anyone wants to do something, we can end the scene.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. Damien wishes the two ladies a good night. We'll go to the bar, just get one more rum coke, down it down, pop in his earphones, and get some nice music going on his way to the hotel.
Okay. Thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching, and ST for listening in, even though he doesn't have a voice. And we will end the scene here. Goodbye.